and welcome to Infinite Adventures podcast. Take one. Oh my god, yes. That is such a big point.
Because this guy here, I don't know what I'm pointing, Luca.
It's a podcast, not a video. And we're going to talk today about theme parks, I guess. Let's go get some pancakes. You kind of wobble and bash your head around.
Yeah, here we go.
It just is the best. The views and opinions of the host are strictly of their own and may not be 100% correct. Occasionally, strong language may be used. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Infinite Adventures podcast, episode number 3.
Woo!
Today we're just going to talk about some recent news topics that have kind of popped up in the community.
Last week or two.
Yeah, within the last couple of weeks and months. So we'll get straight into it, I guess.
Yeah, let's go straight ahead.
What do you want to talk about first out of...
let's talk about the last one. So we'll get it out of the way.
Go on, introduce it.
So basically, in the beginning of January, a website I used to play a lot came back. It's called Ride Sims.
Ride Sims 2.
It's now relaunched. So they brought one of the coasters I really wanted on there, Taron. They got a Baron Sim as well.
It's basically a game where you can operate existing rides with your keyboard.
Yeah, so you unlock the restraints, you lock the restraints, you dispatch.
Yeah, so you batch however many people, you start pre-shows, you send trains, you can manually launch trains, you can add, remove. It's basically really realistic, but from your keyboard.
Yes.
So you do everything yourself, but you can also make it easier for yourself by putting stuff in auto.
And there's a new challenge to it now because there's throughputs.
Yeah, and they've also added new rides such as Baron 1898 and Taron, I believe.
Yeah, the Helix.
Are there only 2 new ones?
The Helix is an older one. I know that.
Are there any other new ones, or is it just those 2?
Disney Monorail, was that there before?
Yeah, I think.
I don't play the Monorail much.
It's very hard.
Rock and Roller Coaster was there before.
Yeah,
so
I think
Space
all
Mountain.
of them were there before, besides Taron and Baron 1898.
Which are the 2 best ones.
Yeah, the graphics and everything has been really well thought out with them. With the new ones. You could tell that they're the new ones. Their old ones are still good, but you could tell they're the 2 newest ones. They're the most up to date with however many moving bits there are on the screen and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, me and Luca have sat at mine and just tried to beat each other at throughputs. Literally, we've both been playing the same thing.
I mean, I'm on the throughput leaderboard for Taron.
Yes,
I was second, and now I'm 4th.
You're still up there, though. You're still up there. And we don't let him ever run Rock and Roller Coaster in real life because he just crams you all into the pre-show. He literally, even though there's no space, he kept loading the pre-show.
Yeah,
just sitting there waiting.
Something like that is that you have to load your pre-show, so fill it, and then fill the train exactly.
So time
lower
it
the bars yourself, release them in the offload, and then dispatch them so that everything works perfectly, and you haven't got trains and vehicles waiting on brake run sections.
Yeah, the ones like Helix, they take ages for the gates to close.
Yeah, but the newer ones, and even Rock and Roller Coaster is perfectly done because everything works perfectly.
Baron is a pain because I keep opening the doors to let all the guests on.
Yeah,
and it hasn't finished batching them yet, and they won't load the train, so it's just
But something like Baron, it works really well because you have both pre-shows on the one before and then the one on the ride.
Yeah,
all of it works.
So realistic.
The audio is perfectly done from the actual pre-show on the ride, in the game. The amount of trains, where the trains stop, where people board, it's mapped out perfectly, so you wouldn't just turn around and be that's completely off. It's spot on.
It is, yeah, very realistic. I think the one sim I hate is the Helix one with the exclamation mark.
Yeah,
so
there's this weird
even
message
if you turn off shutdowns, even if you turn them off.
Yeah, so in the game settings, you can turn off breakdowns so that the ride won't break at all. And you can turn off day on night mode. You can turn off the sounds and just play in silence. Bearing in mind, these simulators come with the actual ride soundtracks.
Yeah.
So Taron has the dispatch music and the queue line music. Baron has the pre-show music. Helix has the actual music,
the ride music from the queue line and stuff.
Yeah.
They've got what they actually really are in real life, but. I mean, who's it who made the panel for it as well? Yeah,
people from someone from the Netherlands that I saw on Twitter has made an actual operator panel.
So you can open the gates,
so you can actually operate the ride like a real ride, with the panel sat at home.
And it just plugs in USB, doesn't it? It's
yeah. So the controls are linked up to the controls of what you would play in game.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but again, you're still only on your screen, but real life roller coasters are only run on Windows or whatever, aren't they? So, but no, it's really good. I recommend trying it out. It's free. It's completely free to play.
Yeah, it's a free game. You can just sign up, like your email and the password, and you can get playing straight away as long as you have Flash on your browser. I recommend playing on Google Chrome because it works the best.
That Chrome's fast enough. The only tip I will give you is that from the point you boot up the game, it starts
your throughput.
Your throughput
like counter.
It's not like when you open the queue line. Literally, it's the amount of time you played on the game divided by how many peeps you played total.
Yeah, so it works out like if you played for an hour, this would have been your hourly throughput. So you can play for like 10 minutes and still have a throughput of an hourly throughput. It works out for you, which becomes really competitive because you then start trying to beat your friends and smash out as many people through as you can.
I kind of want to start a new account again and start from scratch because I submitted my score when I was practicing, which lowered my throughput, and I just can't get it back up now. Whereas Luca doesn't want to touch Taron.
I haven't played Taron since I got on the leaderboard. Since I found out that every time you play and you get a lower throughput, your throughput goes down. Yeah, I just haven't touched Taron. And
we thought it was per session.
Yeah, so my most played sim now is Baron 1898 because I've been trying to get good at it.
Baron
still can't.
Ah, well, I'm sure we'll get there eventually. I'm just hoping they keep updating the sims. I know it must take a while to make them.
Well, I mean, they did put up a post saying that if you become like a member on Patreon,
you can
they call it a Ride Sims VIP, but it's an account on Patreon. You get to have input on what is coming. You have input, like you get to see what's coming new. You get to see their blogs about how they're doing it and when. And I think you can even play them before they release as well.
They'll give you priority.
So you'll know and get to play them before everyone else. So it's definitely worth becoming a member if you're into it.
Yeah, I think they said they're bringing back some of the old Sims next. They put a post up.
Yeah, I don't know what, and I don't want to expose what if you know.
No, I've no idea.
Definitely go check out their website. Definitely sign up to it and play it. Like it's very good.
If you do want to play some of the old ones, you can't record your score or anything, but it's on like the magic.nl or something like that.
Yeah, they have a very similar site from the Netherlands.
And they've got some of the old, you can play like Matterhorn bobsleds and things like that. Some of the older Sims are available there, but you got no score, no throughput. They haven't been updated.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like if you go on YouTube and type Ride Sims 2, you'll see a lot of videos. Like I know Theme Park Banter have done multiple videos.
Theme Park Worldwide.
Yeah, Jack Silkstone did a video, so you can check videos out and watch people playing these rides as well.
But you might as well just play them yourself.
But you can also like you can see how other people do. You can see how they do in the video and try and beat their score. Yeah, and they're very good as well. Like if you struggle to read like the instructions and understand them, you can just boot up like YouTube, watch one of their videos, and they explain it very well.
I think I need that for the Walt Disney monorail one. I cannot. It's because you've got multiple stations, if you're running it on full capacity, you have to keep jumping between all the stations.
Yeah, someone like Callum from Theme Park Banter explains like the controls very well. Yeah. So it's definitely worth watching like some of their videos just to understand controls as well as watch their content because they're a great channel.
Yes, have a look at them all. So what else? So that's Ride Sims. That's come out.
Moving on, we have the Harry Potter roller coaster in Universal Islands of Adventure has begun testing.
Yeah, Midway Mayhem.
Midway Mayhem posted a video of it. At the time of recording this last night, I believe.
Yeah, it's just a night clip.
It's very late at night.
It's like rollback testing.
It kind of launches a bit, gets halfway up one of the elements and rolls back. But you can actually see the train on the track. It's still covered in like white tarpaulin, but you can actually see the train does move, which is the first time we've seen it. We did see those photos that someone managed to get off the train on the track. Yeah. But we hadn't seen it move until
they've added it to the middle of the track. It's not like it doesn't seem like it's been transferred on.
It doesn't look like it had moved for ages, and now this time we've actually seen it move, which is very cool. There's so much speculation about what the ride is and what it will be.
We know it's Intamin.
Yeah, we know it's made by Intamin. You can tell by the track and the LSMs.
It used the old Dragons Challenge station.
Dragon Challenge, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and we know it's got drop sections like 13. two of them side by side in that show building.
Yeah.
Or that's what we think.
Yeah, well, yeah. Everyone says that, but there's been no comments from Universal.
It's also the first time we'll be able to see. So all these new coasters coming out, like Wallibi and Park Asterix, have got the reverse back forth as the switch track.
Yeah. So this is the first time we'll see
Intermins.
the like full speed switch track. Like that one in China has one, but it's a slow one.
That's before, because it goes round the rest.
It kind of changes whilst you're rolling forward slow, whereas this one and the Park Asterix one will have a like high speed switch track, so whilst you're going in one direction
it will switch
and you'll go back and go onto a different track,
so
whereas this has like the backward spike.
I feel like there's a lot of potential to go wrong with this coaster, like mechanically,
but once they get it cracked down on it, this will be one of the most immersive roller coaster experiences in the world.
They themed the EVAC platforms on the launch, like with rockwork and moss and everything. Everything is themed.
Yeah, this coaster looks like one of the best themed coasters.
It's meant to be a family one as well, isn't it? Family thrill.
Yeah, it says family thrill, but it's using the high G-force track, so don't expect something pathetic like, I don't know, Flight of the Hippogriff.
No,
it'd be more extreme than that, but it's not going to be your kind of Incredible Hulk kind of thrill.
The only thing that annoys me is, you know how we think they built Hagrid's Hut?
Yeah.
You've already got Hagrid's Hut in the land.
Yeah, but this one's huge.
I've got...
It is Hagrid's Hut. Like, it looks exactly like it.
But it looks like you slow down and go round it slowly. Like it's a show element.
It looks like you have multiple show elements throughout the ride. Like, you start indoors, obviously.
Yeah.
You have a couple of sections like Hagrid's Hut where you go inside and have launches. You've also got the drop track building, or what we think is the drop track building.
They're just going to use projectors.
Well, I mean, Universal do really well in kind of blending both. Like, if you look at something like Gringotts, it's set and screen and projection.
Yeah, I think the drop track section will be like that Devil's Snare in the first film where you fall through.
I mean, you could have two, really. You could have two different scenes. Like,
to make you re-ride it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something like Verbolten, it has one drop track but has three different show scenes.
Yeah.
This has two separate drop tracks, so you could easily have two different scenes, and then you'd be like, oh, I want to ride again to try and get the next scene.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, obviously you want to ride again. So it has a bit more of a re-rideability factor than a normal standard coaster like 13 that has, once you know it drops, like, that's it, the fun's gone.
Yeah,
really.
I had 13 spoiled for me before from the TV show. I was like, there it is.
But yeah, like, as you know, it's going to have a drop track, but it's what will that drop track include? Will it be like 13 where it has like the pre-drop, or will it have like a little bit of a shake track before, like vibrate, or will it just drop straight down? The second track might be completely different.
I reckon with the two tracks, like, you could have a show at the top, and while one's dropping and going out, the other one's playing the show up above before you drop.
Yeah,
I think they're going to balance, so you could have two trains in the building at the same time.
But you can also have two different shows, like one on each drop track, so the left track might be different to the right track, kind of thing.
How many cars do you reckon it will run? I'm thinking 5.
I think a lot more than that. I mean, it's got like 4 launches.
Yeah, plus the drop sections, plus the Hagrid's Hut.
The station building is huge.
It will have a load down and unload.
I'm saying probably 6 at minimum.
I'm going with, I'd say 5 to be safe is definite, I'm sure.
I'd say 6.
Because they're
6 at minimum. I reckon they could run up to something like 8.
Because they were 10 long, weren't they, from that video? Did they look like?
I think so. I don't know.
It's 2 across. We know that.
Yeah,
it's
and like, they're not typical like Intamin Blitz trains. They look really similar to like the Wave Breaker kind of trains.
But from what we've heard, you're not going to sit in the motorspot position.
No. So Wave Breaker, you sit
upright
on a seat with a lap bar.
So it makes you feel like you're on a bike, but you're not leaning forward.
You're not leaning forward like a Vekoma bike.
Yeah, so in theory, if you've got the bike in the sidecar, isn't it meant to be?
Well, we think.
Because one looks lower than the other, yeah.
No one has seen the actual trains, so the only assumption is the shape of the trains look like the motorbike and sidecar. For all we know, it might even be 2 motorbikes. It might not even be a motorbike.
It could be a broom. It
just looks like the motorbike. And from the style of theming,
because it's Forbidden Forest, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it could be.
Because you've got Hogwarts Castle, and then Hagrid's Hut is right by the Forbidden Forest. It's out the corner, so the idea is this is more of a darker theme.
Yeah, but it's still family friendly. It's not so dark that you'd go, I don't want my kid to go on that.
No, it's not aggressive like Kong or something like that. You know? It's more, it's going to have the characters in. And I hope they do actually hire the characters in for the voices.
Yeah.
Because I know with the Hogwarts Express, I could tell from videos that one of the characters in that wasn't actually the actor playing them.
Yeah.
I think it was Hermione. It didn't sound like her at all. So I'm hoping they get the original cast all back in.
I can imagine so, yeah. The actual when they build an attraction, I know that they have to have like the J.K. Rowling stamp of approval. Like she has to approve
final touches.
She has to approve that it's good enough for the public. So I don't think she would let like a half done job be done. And Universal are good at having rides ready well in advance. Like look at something like Jimmy Fallon was ready like a month
before,
more than it opened.
Well, they always soft open, don't they? And
but even Fast and Furious was ready like a whole month before. It was soft opening like a month before its official opening.
Yeah.
So they're good at that. So if they have that whole month where if she would turn around and go, I don't like this, you can still change it.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is this is actually going to be designed to be part of the area. Sort of Dragon Challenge, they had to just with Jordan Dragons, they just went, okay, the queue line, we're going to rip out all the story about Merlin and stuff like that, and we're just going to have it towards the Tri-Wizard Cup and have the cup in there.
Yeah, which they did really well, to be fair. You had that little like tent in the indoor section.
Walking through that whole queue, if it had like two coasters, two B&Ms running 3 trains for that queue, you could have a 5-minute queue and you'd have to walk through the whole thing.
Yeah, there was kind of like no extended queue.
I think they are keeping the indoor queue. I don't know if they're going to redo the outdoor.
Well, I mean, they've kept the building. You don't know if they've kept the queue line the same. You don't know if they've got coaster section in there, which from the early like construction bit where there was that like jagged corner where Chinese Fireball used to come in. Yeah. There was a corner of the building which was like empty, like, and you could see there was track in there like turning.
Yeah,
so I do assume that there'll be a track indoor coaster section.
Because where the blue one was, they boarded up the entrance and exits to that one.
Yeah, but like where Chinese Fireball come in, like where the ride finished, the wall was missing, but you could see the track before they boarded it up.
Okay, so there's definitely going to be more in there.
You would assume
you'd hope so. They've got the space. It's actually a massive space.
Yeah, considering it used to fit 2 huge B&M inverts, and they've now combined it to fit one huge multi-launch coaster with show scenes and backwards drops and backwards sections and backwards spike.
Yeah, I think it would be really good. It's what I think this is sort of like when you're looking at what Disney's got. They're going.
This is easily going to rival everything coaster wise that Disney do this year or next year.
Well, Disney haven't got much planned for 2019, so it's quite a good year for Universal to hop in.
You know what Florida is like it's never a 1-year investment. No. That you open something, it's good for 2-3 years,
and then you need to bring the next thing.
Yeah, which they're doing very well. You've already had Jimmy Fallon, then Fast and Furious. Now this,
and there's a potential for Harry Potter in the other park.
Exactly, if they open more, expand on this.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of development with something like this.
Yeah, exactly, and they're marketing it well. You can they've still got the arch there from Dueling Dragons, but all we've had promotional wise is one banner.
Yeah, they haven't commented really on it.
They just said new adventure coming 2019.
They had that one staff member that kind of leaked a layout on Planet Coaster, which looks very similar to the actual layout. But again, there's not official confirmation, so we don't know what this coaster's like.
But it's not. Yeah, this is the start. They're sort of cracking down on Disney. They're going full out, saying, "Okay, this is our Harry Potter." And
Harry Potter is the biggest IP to rival everything that they're doing. It will easily rival Guardians. It will easily rival Tron.
Yeah, because that's all 2021, so they need this going.
And that's what I mean. This will just add to their lineup of already incredible like rides, and their like future development for roller coasters and rides.
Well, we've already seen it started, haven't we?
Well, exactly. Like their future development will easily this is just like. If you imagine this is filler for another attraction, which will easily rival Future.
Yeah.
And then when Disney go, we're opening 2 family coasters, which are highlight.
Universal go.
We've got to throw out a family.
Yeah.
And they already have Hulk, which is a very good coaster.
Well, speaking of Thrill and Family, what's the next area they're developing?
So we saw a leaked layout image for a potential Jurassic Park roller coaster.
And now work walls have gone up.
Well, we had loads and loads and loads of markers everywhere in Jurassic Park
around
section.
The front of the centre.
Front of the Discovery Centre. They had the like bits of wrap around the trees.
What's the old attraction? The
Triceratops encounter.
That was it. The encounter was shut off.
Off. The old boat docks. The employee pathway.
They've shut
There's
some
markers
of the
all around there.
They've shut some of the shops so they can move the raptor encounter.
They moved the games. They've moved the raptor encounter. So there's a lot going on, and people may say it might not be a coaster, but this is a lot of confirmation, pretty much, that it's a coaster.
Even news channels in America are reporting on it now.
Well, we got a leaked layout from a news channel, an American news channel. I can't remember what it was. But it was very similar to the leaked layout that Midway Mayhem had, which they are claiming that they've had for a year. So
it's literally on top of the Triceratops encounter, and then
in front of the Discovery
Centre. So you've got an indoor section, a launch with some inversions,
which is very weird because it's also rumoured to be from Intamin.
Yeah,
which
so
is what their new coaster is.
So they're going to have a family Intamin coaster,
which is launched.
Yeah, which uses the potential bike style trains, and now they're going to say, okay, we've got one. It's meant to be themed around raptors.
Yeah,
using Taron style trains.
So the new Intamin Blitz style trains. Well, new Intamin trains in general. Yeah, because even the multi loopers have this kind of train.
Yeah, like in China and stuff, they're getting them.
They've got like the over the shoulder lap bars which come down. It's very similar to like the Mac restraints, but in my opinion, a lot more comfortable and a lot more free.
I was saying to you the Taron ones pulled down more before in our last podcast. Yeah, or in episode 1, sorry, and. Having ridden like Helix and Taron again now, I'd say I prefer the Intamin ones. Yeah. I'm at that point now where it's sort of like Helix, you end up pinned. The only reason I ended up pinned on Taron is because Luca kept pulling my button. but no, those restraints are actually really comfortable for both.
The train style is very comfortable on the new Intamin trains.
You're very free, even though...
It's very similar to the Mac one, I'd say.
They're raised up a little bit.
Yeah, so your feet don't touch the floor. So it kind of feels flawless, but you have that like front section kind of blocking your feet and legs, so it's not cold.
I feel like there is a potential for the Jurassic Park coaster to have the Taron restraints, but the Harry Potter ones have different restraints, because it's a 1.3 minimum with the Taron over the head lap bars, but I think there might be a bit more to the Potter ones.
And with the over the head lap bars and the new Blitz kind of trains, you can have a high intensity ride, which this is rumoured to be. It's rumoured to have inversions, 2 launches. It was reported that it was going up to at least 75 miles an hour.
And 150 foot on a top hat.
Yeah, so it's very high thrill, I'd say. It's not like insanely high thrill, but it's kind of going to rival up there with something like Hulk.
Yeah, they're basically Universal saying, okay, we understand we've focused on Potter, we need another thrill coaster.
And this is their way of kind of replacing Dueling Dragons Dragon Challenge. We've ripped out thrill coasters for replacement with a family coaster. Now let's put a thrill coaster in.
Well, they've essentially ripped out 2 B&Ms to build 2 Intamins. Assuming this is an Intamin.
Yeah, this is only rumoured to be an Intamin. And there was even previous rumours that it was Vekoma Flying Coaster.
Or the B&M Fly that the other Universal got over the Discovery Centre. It was all possible. Like, there's nothing confirmed, set in stone, until we were to ever see track on or supports on site.
And just to put out there that Vekoma have now released a statement that they have a launched flying coaster, and we know that that's coming to Phantasialand anyway.
Yeah, the launched fly is happening.
You can easily have a dual launched flying coaster go in that area. Whether or not it is a dual launched flying coaster, I'm still leaning more towards the Intamin Blitz, but don't rule it out until you see confirmation from manufacturers and track.
That was rumours, like saying on Twitter and everything, it could be a fly, and everyone's saying, what types of flies are there other than B&M? And everyone forgot about...
Well, yeah, because Vekoma only announced that they were building launched flying coasters at IAAPA 2018.
Yeah. So it's all in the air, but we know from the markers, and now you got the construction walls up.
Yeah, so the construction walls went up, and then a day later they had Jurassic World logos on. Yeah, so which are different to Jurassic Park logos, which is strange.
So Jurassic Park's like the red and the yellow.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, the walls are grey, and it's just a plain white logo.
Well, it's like grey bluey.
Yeah, so we know
the Jurassic World logo is the same logo but different colours, so it's like blue background with like a metallic kind of finish.
Yeah, it's literally the colour of the work walls look like the colour they're painting Hollywood's Jurassic World retheme.
Which is weird because Hollywood are retheming the area to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen any kind of hints that we're going to have that here. Well, in Orlando.
No, but in terms of the film, Jurassic World is based on the same island as Jurassic Park. It's just Jurassic Park's at the back abandoned, and they rebuilt a new at a different section, so it can work together.
River Adventure is staying as Jurassic Park River Adventure, and we haven't seen any trademarks, whereas the Camp Jurassic has had a name file trademark.
Cretaceous, isn't it?
I think it's Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah.
Which is, it has the name Jurassic World in it, which is strange to literally sit opposite a ride called Jurassic Park River Adventure.
There were so many rumours, because they were going to say, okay, this will stay as Jurassic Park, and Jurassic World could go in the potential new park. They change all the time in Universal, because you had Nintendo Land, you had then Zelda, and now it's not even being touched.
Those are a bit further out than this. To see work walls up this early.
And the work walls, where Jurassic Park's shut at the moment, they're normal grey work walls with the Jurassic Park logo on.
Yeah.
And then the normal, brown work walls, and then suddenly you step back further in the air and it goes grey.
Yeah, and it's also don't they use the Discovery Centre as part of Jurassic World anyway?
In the Jurassic World film, when they're running away, they end up in the old Discovery Centre,
which is
where they steal a Jeep,
because they have the Raptor, which is part of both films anyway.
Yeah.
As in front, if it is themed to Raptor, part of it uses the Discovery Centre. Yeah, so it won't be out of place. You can easily go, right, that section of Jurassic Park area is themed to Jurassic World because the Discovery Centre is abandoned.
Yeah, you'd have to make the Discovery Centre a bit more run down.
Yeah, but you can easily make it work. It's not something where they go, we need to knock down this building.
No. And the T-Rex from the first film is in Jurassic World as well. They said that's the T-Rex from the first film.
Yeah.
That they released, so the T-Rex can still be loose on the Jurassic Park ride.
Yeah.
Because it's roaming the area, now it's free.
Yeah. It's going to be well thought out that you won't have a dual film clash to be like, this side of the park is Jurassic Park, this side of the area is Jurassic World. It will blend in nicely.
Oh, yeah. You'll literally fade. I think they'll be opposite each other, but they'll make it like it's all still one area.
Yeah. It will be like dinosaurs area, not just welcome to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World mixed.
That's the only issue I think they're going to have. Where they have the main archways at the entrance to the area. So not on the Jurassic Park ride, but either side from Potter and the other side.
Yeah.
Will that say Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
But you can easily theme it well enough that you can have the Jurassic Park entrance from the Toon area and
to say Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and it's closer to the Jurassic Park ride.
And then the other side can say Jurassic World from Harry Potter.
Or it can also say Jurassic Park and be a run-down version of the old archway. You can have it either way.
So we could base it in the modern Jurassic World, but
entering the old park.
Yes, so one side's entering the old park and the other side's coming in the Jurassic World side.
You can easily do that, which is in a way is
a good way to incorporate
and a good way to mix the two.
Because raptors weren't really a big thing in Jurassic Park.
They were only a big thing in kind of chasing the kids.
Yeah, whereas now they were blue, because it's meant to be based on blue, isn't it?
And blue is in the raptor encounter, which is planned to move anyway, so it does make sense.
Yeah, I sort of slowly fade it in, and how they do merchandise, how they merge the area, it will be quite interesting. I think, especially with a launch coaster, that will fit raptors more. So there are rumours of an inverted top hat.
Yeah,
but people are saying it's going to it's meant to be like a raptor jumping off the landscape, and diving down close to the lake, like it's running still quickly.
Yeah.
So Universal do tend to keep their coasters like what they're meant to be. So like Harry Potter will be the bikes. This will be how a raptor would act.
And we've seen Intamin do well with the car design. Look at the lead car, the Zero car on Taron. Yeah. It's a very well finished car.
And the Dragon one in China, that's got
Steel Dolphin has a really nice front. So they're kind of, the lead cars can easily rival any other company. If you look at B&M, their lead cars are very plain. Their only exceptions are their wing coasters, which they've been able to put really nice theming on the coaster.
All their flyers, they'll have a front car.
Well, I mean, the lead car for the Fly, yeah, but the rest of the train is just plain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas Intamin have now ventured out with the new Blitz coasters like Taron and Steel Dolphin.
Yeah. Where
they can design a really nice lead car.
I was going to say, Max are similar. Quite plain as well. They're not...
I mean, yeah, but they haven't really expanded a lot with theirs.
No, you don't.
You kind of had the kind of standard Blue Fire train front, and then Helix, and then you just had people buy the Helix one. Like Blackpool literally copied the same one.
And also, they're not known in America. They sort of did the Maker at SeaWorld in California.
Yeah,
but they haven't.
They're kind of venturing out this year where Copperhead Strike's front car is a car front.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the start of custom designs for them, but it's nothing on other companies. And even like the wooden coaster manufacturers, like GCI have done a really nice front for something like Wicker Man, and then Gravity Group have done Kentucky Flyer.
That looks great.
Exactly. So,
and even RMC, their fronts are quite good. So, let's forget about
Intamin. At least Intamin are now stepping up their game from the plain kind of front car of something like Colossus to a really nice themed zero car.
You look at the accelerators when you got like Accelerator and Stealth and Rita, they had nice car fronts.
They're car fronts, but they're still quite plain if you look at them compared to what they are now.
Yeah,
they're really nice themed zero cars. So at least you'll be able to have a nice like Raptor looking head on the front of this train.
And have like scales down the sides.
Exactly, it will follow really nicely.
And maybe a tail at the back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can even like if they make one sturdy enough, you can even have a back feature.
Yeah, like a tail coming out of the back or something.
Yeah,
just between the back two seats.
Yeah, not something that will stick out too much and be removed, but I think something minimalistic but nice.
It will need to be longer cars though, because of course Taron's only 4.
Yeah, but the other ones, like, it's down to the park's choice.
I think they'll go for a 5.
And Taron is a very compact coaster, whereas this is a bit more spread out.
I think they'll go for a 5 car.
Yeah. You'd assume so.
And assuming running at least 4 trains with a load of
minimum 4 trains, yeah. Especially when you've got 2 launches.
You want at least 1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
More at Universal. So it could go well. I mean, it's all going to be. The rumours have come out now. Now that the work walls are up, the speculations is going to keep going.
And then we already had the plan, the leaked layout.
Assuming it's right.
Yeah.
I mean, changes can be made. You know what I mean? That could be a leaked layout for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
If Midway Mayhem said they had it a year ago, it could have easily changed since then, because we don't know if track's been fabricated.
Yeah, we haven't seen any. We never see anything from Intamin factories.
I don't think they're going to bring anything across until Potter's open.
No.
So they'll start digging groundworks, but I don't think any vertical construction until Potter's open.
Well, you would think it's 2019 now.
2021.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
To rival Tron and
especially with
Guardians.
A coaster this big doesn't need to have as extensive theming as something like Potter. Like Jurassic World and Jurassic Park itself is a nice landscape themed area.
All the trees and everything.
They'll add some stuff, like the first section is supposed to be similar kind of thing to Taron, where it's slightly compact. It's not as compact, but it's a more compact than the second half.
They'll have things to go for as well.
So they'll put rock work, tunnels, like trenches.
Quite a lot of metal, like, because think about when they're kept in enclosures. If you're breaking out of enclosure, you could have an archway like that you're going to smash through.
So you can put theming, but it's nowhere near on the level that it needs to be for something like Harry Potter.
No, and it doesn't need to be signed off. It's Universal's own team.
Yeah, so therefore it works easier for them. It doesn't need to have as long a construction time.
Yeah. How tall is Tigris going to be?
150 foot.
So in theory, Universal could make it Florida's tallest launch coaster if they went slightly above Tigris.
In theory, yeah, but it will be faster than Tigris. So it'll be the fastest. This 75 miles an hour takes the fastest multi-launch record anyway.
Yeah.
Because the current multi-launch record is Taron, and that is 73 miles an hour.
Yeah, just above 70. Yeah.
So it will take the record of Taron.
I think they will top Tigris's height just to take that record for Universal.
So it'll be the tallest launch coaster in Florida potentially. It'll be the fastest multi-launch. Easily could take the record from Taron for the longest multi-launch.
Depending on the outdoor layout, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, Taron's in a compact space. Jurassic Park is a very big section of Islands of Adventure.
They just have to consider the view, because as you enter, this will be the first thing you see now across the lake. This will be
besides from Hulk
and Hogwarts, yeah.
Yeah, but you need to kind of hide it from Hogwarts, so
that's the only restriction they're going to have.
They'll be hiding in one section, but opening out in the rest.
That's why I think that staff bridge you talked about. I think when it's going to go low and under that, that's to block it from Hogwarts, so you'll only see it as you're exiting Hogwarts, not when you're...
Yeah, but you won't be able to see it from Hogsmeade and Hogwarts.
I think that's a big restriction they've got on the area.
Yeah, but it's Universal, they'll pull it off easily.
Oh yeah, of course, their budget's going to be massive, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's compared to any other thing. I think I'm looking forward to... that's the problem with Universal and Florida. Every time you go,
everything, yeah,
there's always something being built.
Constantly.
And that's why I enjoy looking at Midway Mayhem. It's kind of like, okay, what are they building? What are you suggesting they could do next? Keep an eye on it.
And take your pick on when to visit.
I'd have hated to go when Hulk was shut.
Which I did.
Was it down when you went?
It was being deconstructed. I went in 2015 last time, and it was being deconstructed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were starting to put up Mako. So.
Oh, you were in that.
I was in an awkward situation, but they were soft opening Kong. Yeah. So I kind of got a new ride, lost out on 2 rides.
And it's like 2020. You're going to have whatever SeaWorld build plus potentially.
Well, yeah. This is what I mean. I'm going to Florida this year.
Yeah. So I'll
potentially get Tigress. It depends if it's open.
I don't think you'll get the Potter coaster though.
No, I'm 100%. I'm not even assuming that I'll get that.
Unless
it might be if it's soft open because Universal have it ready. But
July is normally their Potter openings.
But you have this situation of, okay, I'm visiting this year because my family have planned to go this year.
Yeah.
Next year they already have plans for a potential SeaWorld new coaster. You've already seen RMC on site for Gwazi.
Yeah.
So there's another coaster. Then what? The year after you've
Tron
got
and Guardians.
Tron, Guardians, potentially this Jurassic coaster. There's never a bad or a good time to visit.
No, I'm looking
you're
at going
constantly
next
getting
year.
new stuff, but you're constantly
missing out.
So you want to go again. So they've got it right.
But because they knocked down old attractions as well now, you're sort of looking at, oh crap, do I want to get on before anything? No attraction's safe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, unless it's new.
Like Jaws, that was a favourite. It's a shame. But this Jurassic World coaster, it's still in the rumour stage. It just seems more set now.
Yeah, now that we've had mainstream media comment on it and a potential layout.
I'd say, guys, keep an eye out on Midway Mayhem, especially because they're the best ones for updates at the moment.
Especially in Florida.
Yeah.
In the Loop cover a lot as well.
Yeah, podcast wise, and maybe Tim Tracker seems he doesn't do Universal as much as Disney, but when he does go, he covers it all.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on all of those if you want more updates from there, because we won't be able to do much from the UK.
From England.
Nah, so
I'll get some stuff when I'm there in April.
Yeah, Luke, I'm sure we'll do a trip. Luke will bring back a trip report. We can talk about it. Ask him how his trip was.
And then the last bit of news for today, anyway, we're going to talk about Untamed because we had. Again, yesterday, we had a video put up by the park that shows us the first section, I'd say.
Yeah,
so we already knew about the outward bank turn.
But now it's
now we have the lift drop steepness.
80 degrees on the drop, and it's
then
going
we have
straight
a
into
micro bunny, which they're calling it. So
that's like Steel Vengeance.
Little bunny hop or Twisted Colossus.
So basically, throw you out of your seat straight away.
And it's supposed to be just a little over 100. I think it's just over 100 foot.
100, 110.
Yeah,
so the old coaster was about 80, and the new coaster.
They've made it a lot steeper, basically. A lot steeper of a lift, a lot taller, a lot steeper drop.
And what's quite funny is it's the Vekoma Woody, and Vekoma are installing the RMC track because it's Europe.
This is a weird one as well, because normally when we get an RMC conversion, we know the layout.
Yeah.
So I think. No, we had them all.
Usually the layouts
normally they're done by like Six Flags or
and they'll release a POV straight away.
Before this one's very different because we have no idea.
No, they're releasing it.
It's only bits. Even the ones that are coming like White Whale in Japan and Zadra, we've seen some sort of layout of the coaster, even if it was like shown at a kind of employees meeting and filmed.
Yeah.
At least they've made a POV and showed their like staff. This one on the other
Wallaby,
hand,
they're keeping it very quiet.
We kind of get the insight, like the news, as it goes along.
It's weird though, because Wallaby have shown us basically the whole layout of other Wallaby.
Yeah,
have showed us the whole layout of their 2021 coaster.
So they're keeping this one very secret, which is good because this is going to be one of the best rides in Europe.
Yeah,
but the other Wallaby Park are also installing what will be one of the best rides in Europe with releasing the layout for 2021.
That was Apple, wasn't it? Again?
Another 2 years away. So I don't see why, but I like the fact that they're keeping it quiet.
They kept Lost Gravity quite quiet about what type of coaster it was as well.
Yeah, but I like the fact that they're keeping this quiet because when we see RMC layouts like come out, we know, okay, we're gonna have maybe we'll see a 0G stall. We see the typical RMC layouts like a 0G stall, a wave turn, a barrel roll. So
yeah,
we kind of you kind of know what those elements are going to be like.
But I'm sure it'll have something special in it as well.
Yeah,
because this is a large coaster. It's very much. It was an old out and back style.
Yeah, it's very different to current RMCs. Yeah, because a lot of them are compact. Something like Twisted Cyclone and Wicked Cyclone.
This has plenty of time for airtime hills, 0G rolls. I reckon they might have a slow barrel roll before the brake run at the end.
So this because of the secrecy, we're not kind of going, we'll go from the drop into a 0G stall and you'll know exactly what that's like if you've been on one. This one, on the other hand, we're like, okay, so we've got a drop and a micro bunny hop. What could come next?
I think next will be a 0G or something like that.
Yeah, but you kind of have to look at the old layout and be like, what could they do with that structure?
Yeah.
Inversion-wise or airtime-wise.
I think a lot of people have been trying like No Limits and Planet Coaster to try to see what they can do with it.
And you had a lot of that with something like Twisted Timbers, where they had the barrel roll drop, the overback turn, and then you have those 3 hills, which RMC kept as airtime hills. But a lot of people were predicting, okay, maybe a 0G stall, then an airtime hill, then a barrel roll. Yeah, and they were just 3 big airtime hills.
You can have double ups and double downs.
Yeah, so it's one of those things you have to look at the previous layout to kind of predict what you think could come next. But it's also cool to see when the park make this little video every week or every month. You kind of get a little bit of, oh, that's cool. We didn't expect that.
I mean, when do they open? They open April, don't they? So I'm not sure if it will be ready. I mean, we're planning our trip for September. We want a day there.
Hopefully. It's not set in stone, so don't expect us to cover
this. This is just literally sort of the anticipation for this year. Like, what could we do? What potential?
Yeah, so we haven't got a lot of set in stone plans. Obviously, I've got some trips set in stone.
I've got like a Disneyland Florida. Paris, you got a Florida.
But we don't have, other than that, we haven't got anything set in stone.
Ours are very last minute. So like, we came back from Fantasia and we're like, should we book Sweden for October? And
so don't expect us to cover this, but
we want to, go there, if we can.
If we do visit, we will cover it.
Lee definitely wants to because it's an RMC. That's all he says. He's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it's very different for us to get this type of coaster nearer to home because they're a very American-based manufacturer, and they've done a lot of work around America.
Yeah, what's the other European?
So you've only got Wildfire at the moment, and then next year we have Zadra in Poland.
Yeah.
So it's a new concept to a lot of European enthusiasts. So not a lot of European or UK-based enthusiasts have experienced this.
No.
So it's one of those things like you want to go there to try it.
It's exciting because it's a new manufacturer to ride.
Yeah, and it's a new type of ride because not a lot of rides have this kind of inversions with just a lap bar.
No.
So it's a new types of inversions with a new type of restraint.
New trains, new restraints, and
so it's completely different for everyone.
I mean, even RMC themselves, they started off with Gersler building their trains, and now they build their own.
And then they've gone through 2 different types of train design anyway. So that's another thing. You don't know what trains they're going to have. Will they have the smaller, kind of lower, old style trains, or will they go with the new
like
kind
bucket seats, lap bar?
Yeah, but the new ones have the kind of weird like axle driven at the front, where they can kind of tilt a bit, like Steel Vengeance and Twisted Timbers. Their lead car sits up above the wheels, so it kind of tilts a bit.
It's a bigger lead car.
Yeah, whereas the old ones are lower to the ground and more fixed.
Lightning rod. Lightning rod.
But even something like Twisted Cyclone is quite low down to the ground.
Yeah,
like the train is low to the track.
It's proven you don't need a big coaster because some of them were less than 100 foot, and after that barrel roll drop, they just kept it low to the ground, kept the pace really well.
Yeah, so
I don't think they ever lose pace from what I've seen.
Yeah, a lot of them manage to keep their speed up as well. I think the only one that I've seen struggle with speed is the Joker. And that's a very, very small coaster.
It's quite a compact RMC.
Yeah. And they've done a lot with something like that. So,
but then it looks cool because you've got the purple and green rails, different colours.
It gives me hope for this one because it's very different and it's a very different layout that they've had to work with.
Yeah.
I think Mean Streak and Steel Vengeance was the first coaster that they've like done conversion wise that they've had a different layout.
That was their to-do list. That's why it's their bucket list.
Yeah, but it was the first coaster they converted that had a different layout to what they've been used to. They've been used to small, compact coasters.
Like the president of RMC said, they'd already planned a layout for that before they got offered the project. They were like, "This is one we want to do."
Yeah, but the layout is so different. Like Steel Vengeance is the only RMC to have that kind of layout.
Yeah.
The rest of them are compact and they lap each other.
Yeah, like Iron Rattler and Texas Giant, they're very similar.
Yeah, but they also, like, a lot of them are more compact. So you have a lot of elements packed to back to back. Steel Vengeance has a massive drop, massive airtime hill, massive outward back turn.
More
double
pacing
up
between the elements.
And then it has a compact section, so it's completely different. Whereas this also is a completely different because it's an out and back layout. I don't think RMC have actually done an out and back conversion.
And I'm hoping they steepen the airtime hills. I'm really hoping they throw.
I think the only out and back RMC we've seen are something like Lightning Rod and Outlaw Run. Other than that,
but they're not.
And this is a conversion, so
yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And I really hope I can get out there, not just for that, for the other coasters as well.
Yeah, it's a trip with new parks and new coasters.
It could be good, and it's not too expensive. And it's nice that it's closer to home because, like, Lee's off to America and he's going to be spending God knows how much.
Yeah.
Whereas we can do it and try it out, sort of.
Yeah. If we enjoy it, it's easy to go back because it's not far.
Especially considering we might do Wildfire if we go to Sweden again.
And then we can also think Wallaby. We can combine Wallaby with Wallaby in 2021 when they open a new coaster. And at least we know that this is a park worth visiting.
Honestly, guys, if you want to look at a plan, like how close the parks are is crazy. Like Phantasialand, Efteling, Toverland, Wallaby, they're all, if you're driving, they're all very close together.
Yeah, once you're in Europe, like in mainland Europe, it's easier to get between parks, and they're all open border countries.
Yeah, so you just drive. Just make sure you've got a passport on you in case you do get pulled over.
Yeah.
And check restrictions on driving because some places, I know France, make you carry your own breathalyzer, things like that. You got to just look up the information, but if you're renting a car, they'll give you everything you need.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm looking forward to riding an RMC if I can, and I think that's my main appeal.
I mean, if we don't do it this year, we'll easily do it next year.
Easily next year, as well as Poland.
Yeah.
And I need to get on Wildfire as well.
Yeah. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of this episode, so anything you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, I'm basically, guys, just like I say, subscribe to the channel. We want to try to get those subscribers on YouTube and follow us on. We've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're all Infinite Adventures. Twitter is Infinite Advent 1.
Yeah, at Infinite Advent 1.
That's just how Twitter's shorten it. But we're going to try to do news updates if we can. But we don't want to make it too much of a news channel.
You can also tweet at us or DM us on Instagram or Facebook, giving us topics you want us to talk about, or give us some questions. We'll happily answer them.
Luca on Twitter puts up polls about how regularly and what you want us to talk about, so keep an eye on his Twitter as well.
You can follow my Twitter and Instagram, which are both the same tags, @_Luca Giacobbe.
We're just going to keep mentioning our own stuff every episode, aren't we? But no, guys, any trips we do, I'll be vlogging as well. I'm sure Luca will.
Yeah, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Just type Luca Giacobbe.
Yeah, I'm Sam Jones. Just search something like Sam Jones Phantasialand or Sam Jones Leesburg and I'll pop up. Yeah. Other
than that, thank you for listening to episode 3, and we look forward to you listening to us.
Look forward to you tuning in for episode 4. We'll hope to get it online as soon as possible. We are staggering them so we don't bore you guys. See you in episode 4.
Goodbye.
Bye. Where's my mouse?
Is your laptop on?
Yeah.